Welcome back to your daily dose. My name is Robert, and I'm here with Greg, and we are talking about all things Parkinson's, in particular, the value of support groups, where we left off right there. And we were both recently at the PMD Alliance All In Austin, Texas. And the theme there was support groups, and you were one of the people I interviewed for the study I did, looking at the value of support groups and also how we might redefine them so that they can become more robust, so that they can be those safe, brave, exploratory spaces for people to become who they need to be. Tell me about what you took away from the All In. What did you think of it? And is there anything you're still buzzing about?
Well, I thought it was outstanding, and anytime you can get people together like that, I think it's beneficial. I'm sure that if someone ever were to follow up with some kind of please rank this type study, you'd get some really high scores. And you in particular did a good job emceeing it. Keep bringing things back to the point. We Parkies, and I use that phrase loosely because I am one, but we Parkies have a hard time of tying things together. I think that's one of our major problems is that we've lost that. I think they call it executive functioning,
Yeah,
but sometimes we get off on tangents and we go, why were we even interested in talking about that?
yeah,
So I think that support groups to me are vital in that you can, as long as you can find a good one with a good, and this is assuming you have a good leader and that kind of thing, but handing out the right information and the socialization to me is, boy, I don't know which is more important, whether it's exercise or socialization, but I think they are one and 1A, and everything else is down at M.
yeah.
You
I agree.
know,
That's the thing that I think the MDs have done a great job of really presenting exercise as important, right? We know in Parkinson's, physical exercise in the last 20 years, that's been the revolution.
yeah,
It's become
right.
the thing. And it's really now, it's great. And there's a lot of ways to explore it. And, we keep going after that, which is great. The social side, what you mentioned, is that's the new thing to me. And there was a theme brought forward of rebranding Parkinson's. And I know you heard me talk, and this is really where I'm at, but I was glad I didn't feel alone in that, where I have for a while, of people saying, again, like you said, the social side needs to be right there with if exercise is medicine, socialization needs to be medicine too. And it's for the reasons you stated, that the way our brains are wired, we not only crave it, but our normalization happens in that together space. And the more we isolate, the more we get uncomfortable or imprisoned, like you mentioned earlier, in that space. So the social space is where we can free ourselves. It truly is medicinal. And that's the importance of the support group again.
Well, and I think that, you get a chance to talk with people and go, boy, one thing that really bugs me is when this happens, situation A or B. And if you can share what I call, we literally have a section of our monthly support group meeting called Tricks of the Trade.
Yeah.
And what little tricks have all of you learned that kind of help you get through the day? Because we all have them. Parkinson's is an incredibly purposeful disease.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean that if you can purposefully come up with answers and solutions to so many of the different symptoms, and I think there's probably 80, 90 different symptoms you can suffer, you can know ahead of time, oh, if suddenly I start having these delusions or stuff like that, uh, I know that the one of the answers to that is to do this. Whereas I think that oftentimes I know in doctor appointments that I go to, they just go, "Oh, what's wrong?"
Yeah. That's such a broad and difficult, and it's a wrong-headed question. This is where the support group can, like you said, lay the foundation instead of what's wrong is to say what's, I mean, engage in the story, engage in life, engage in, as you said, the hacks, the tips, the things that are going to make you excited because you may be able to find a new piece of yourself or a new side to yourself by doing that, not just to manage Parkinson's, but to find out, oh, wait a minute, this was sitting here the whole time. And now with my renewed focus, I get to be this because of this, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mentioned to you, I just got back from my wife works at a coffee shop and
Right.
ran into, and they sell my books. And I ran into a gentleman and a family, he and his wife, and she is the caregiver, he is the person with Parkinson's. And so we started talking, and I said, hey, would you like to meet the author? Kind of chuckling. Um, and the real key, yeah, it's me. Um, but the real key is to understand that, everybody's different in their Parkinson's and how their Parkinson's expresses itself. And so we need to be able to find things that we can do well. We need to find victories. In our support group, I hand out these bowls that have our logo for the support group on them. I'll show you.
That's cool.
So it's half of a compass, and then it says 3085 Thrive.
Nice.
Well, we hand out these bowls that you can keep buttons or badges or whatever you want in them. But when people have a good story, that's what we want to know.
Yeah.
We want to be able to say, hey, we have good stories. We have good outcomes to our lives. It is not all terribleness, but it's not all roses either.
There it is. And that's what I want to wrap on right there. That thought is we have to, there's my title, accept, right? The whole story, right? Not the all good, not the all bad, that it all comes together. And Greg, I can't thank you enough for your time. I know we'll do more of this going forward. We've established a friendship at this point, which I'm very grateful for. And
Mhm.
thank you for taking a look at the book. I, of course, will link up yours for everybody to read. Please take a look at Greg's current book, and we'll keep you posted about the new one when it comes out. We'll see you soon, Greg.
Bye.
Bye.